The moment I stepped into the dimly lit rooftop café, I knew something was off. People don't usually sit with their backs stiff, shoulders tense, fingers tapping a nervous rhythm against a coffee mug, unless they're waiting for trouble. And she was definitely waiting for something. Or someone. Her name was Emily Carter, a woman who carried heartbreak in her eyes the same way others carried mascara, lightly, but impossible to hide when you looked closely. I had only met her twice before, at a friend's gathering, but today she had asked, almost begged, to see me. The sky behind her burned gold with sunset. The city below hummed like a restless machine. And then she leaned forward, her voice barely a whisper. "Kiss me." I blinked. "Sorry, what?" She inhaled sharply, eyes darting past my shoulder. "My ex-husband is watching. He's standing right behind you. If he thinks I'm alone, he'll come over and start another scene. I can't deal with it today. Please, just kiss me." Her voice cracked on the last word. That was the hook. Not the kiss. The pain behind it. I didn't turn my head to see him. I didn't need to. The desperation in her eyes was enough. I stood slowly, walked around the table, and whispered. "If you want believable." I cupped her face gently, giving her time to back away if she wanted. She didn't. "You'll need more than just one kiss." Her breath hitched as I kissed her, not passionately, not theatrically, but softly. A kiss meant to protect, not claim. A kiss that said, "You're safe right now." Her hands clutched my shirt in gratitude, not romance. When we pulled back, she exhaled a shaky breath. "He's leaving," she murmured. "Thank you. You have no idea how much I needed that." But she was wrong. I could see exactly how much. The unexpected twist. We sat down again, and she finally relaxed, shoulders dropping as though she had been holding her breath for months. "I'm sorry," she said. "I shouldn't have dragged you into this." "It's okay," I replied. "I've survived worse than a surprise rooftop kiss." She laughed, a sound that felt like sunlight breaking through clouds. But then, without warning, her eyes glossed over. "My ex, he's not a bad man. Just, controlling. He always hated seeing me with anyone else, even after the divorce. I've been trying to move on, trying to feel normal again, but it's hard when someone keeps pulling you back." I let her talk. "Sometimes, kindness isn't advice. Sometimes it's silence, the safe kind." After a long pause, she wiped her eyes and whispered, "Why did you help me? Most people wouldn't." I leaned back. People forget that small kindnesses matter. Sometimes a single moment can change how someone survives the rest of the day. She stared at me like she wanted to believe that. Humanity in the smallest moments. We ordered food because she clearly hadn't eaten. She told me she'd been struggling with anxiety since the divorce. That she felt guilty for leaving. That she felt weaker for staying so long. "I don't want to be a burden," she whispered. "You're not," I said firmly. "You're a person who went through hell and is learning to breathe again. That makes you strong." Her eyes softened, as if those were the words she'd never allowed herself to hear. As the evening deepened, she started smiling more, real smiles, the kind that made the edges of her eyes crinkle. We talked about everything from childhood dreams to the dumbest mistakes we'd ever made. But then came the moment that changed everything. When she excused herself to the restroom, I overheard two waiters whispering. Apparently, her ex-husband wasn't just nearby. He had been approaching the entrance again, agitated, pacing. The second he started climbing the stairs, something inside me tightened. I didn't know Emily well. But I knew fear when I saw it. And I knew she didn't deserve to face this alone. The emotional climax. She returned just as her ex burst onto the rooftop. Angry. Breathing hard. Eyes locked on her like she was something he owned. Emily. His voice sliced the air. We need to talk. She froze. Her hands trembled. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I stepped forward, calm but firm. Hey, man, he snapped at me. This has nothing to do with you. It does now, I said quietly. She doesn't want to talk. You need to leave. His jaw tightened. She always does this. She makes everything dramatic. Emily shrunk at his words. And that, more than his tone, broke something inside me. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't threaten him. I simply placed myself between them. Don't talk to her like that, I said, steady. And don't talk about her like she's the problem. She deserves peace. Let her have it. For a moment, he looked like he wanted to fight. But something in my voice, or maybe Emily's trembling breath behind me, made him falter. He muttered a curse, turned around, and stormed down the stairs. When he disappeared, Emily collapsed into the nearest chair, hands covering her face. I sat beside her, offering my presence, nothing more. After a long, quiet minute, she whispered. Why are you being so kind to me? I smiled softly. Because someday, when I need it, I hope someone does the same. Tears streamed down her cheeks, but this time, they were different. Not fear. Not anxiety. Relief. The uplifting ending. We didn't kiss again. Not like that first time. But as we walked out of the café, she slipped her hand into mine, not romantically, not impulsively, but gratefully. Like someone choosing to trust the world again, one small step at a time. At the street corner, she looked at me with a smile that carried 1,000 unspoken things. I think today might be the first day, she said softly, that I start believing I deserve better. I squeezed her hand gently. You deserve everything good that's waiting for you. She took a deep breath, the night air filling her in a way that looked like freedom. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For reminding me that not all endings are painful, and not all beginnings need to be perfect. And as she walked away, shoulders relaxed, steps lighter than before, I realized something. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness. A kiss to protect, a word to comfort, a moment to stand up, can rewrite someone's entire story. And that day, I wasn't just part of hers. I helped her start a new chapter. A kinder one. A freer one. A happier one.